What's up, everybody? My name is Vince. Welcome to the channel. And in this video, we're going to answer your call, answer your question. And what is that? You asked this time and time again. What would be the top 10 tools for someone that's just bought a new home? We're going to answer it right after this message from our sponsor, DCG Construction. So we've comprised a list of the top 10 basics. We're going to have a couple of honorable mentions, but I will say this, without the top 10, the honorable mentions don't even come into play. They're useless without the top 10. Let's get started. Number 1, as crazy as this may sound, a lot of people, when comprising their kit, their newly acquired kit of tools, to maybe hang pictures around that house or start home improvements, they overlook a pencil. Yes, a simple pencil. It doesn't have to be a carpenter's pencil. It could be a round number 2 pencil. But I see so many people, homeowners, D.I.Y.ers, that actually use like a ballpoint pen. I'm not saying it won't work, but a good pencil will help things go a lot quicker. And in case of an error, let's just say you were marking out for those pictures. One of the reasons why you don't want to use a ballpoint pen, it's permanent. A pencil, if you write lightly, you can erase that pencil mark. One of my favorites, though, is this Swanson Always Sharp pencil. It's got replaceable leads. You don't have to worry about sharpening a carpenter's pencil. But if you wanted to learn how to sharpen a carpenter's pencil the proper way, you could go right to this video here. Let's move on to number 2. If you're going to be partaking in any home improvement project, or you're a new homeowner and you're going to pick up a hammer, for instance, and this is on the list, and you're going to start striking fasteners, nails, and such, you never know when an accident might happen. And if that accident starts to head off course towards your eyes, you're going to want to have a pair of safety glasses. Once again, it doesn't have to be this pair of safety glasses, but you're going to want something that is very clear so you can see what you're working on. You're also going to want to protect those safety glasses in a pouch. Store them away from other tools like screwdrivers. Don't throw these in your toolbox. Why do you want to not throw them in your toolbox? The reality is, what happens when they're in the toolbox with other tools is they get scratched up. And if they get scratched up, you're not going to be able to see clearly through them. And if you can't see clearly through them while you're working, what are you going to do? I can't see. Let me lift up my glasses and look at my work. Then they're not safety glasses anymore. They're just a fashion statement. So you want to keep your safety glasses on. You're going to do that by, number 1, having a pair of safety glasses. Number 2, make sure they're not scratched up. If they become scratched up, throw them away. Get a new one. That's why you don't need to have an expensive pair of safety glasses. You need to have a pair of safety glasses, maybe multiple pairs of safety glasses. Very important. Let's move on. Number 3, a lot of you new homeowners, a large majority of you, have a different occupation than like a contractor. A lot of you might be nurses, doctors, lawyers, attorneys, school teachers, you name it. And why is this third item so important? Because in your daily job, maybe you type, or maybe you perform surgery, or maybe you type numbers into a computer, or whatever it is, your hands, okay? A lot of people think that contractors use their hands to make a living, and they do, but so do you. And you want to make sure that you keep your hands from being injured. That's why I suggest a nice pair of gloves. Now, they don't have to be these gloves. These are a high dexterity glove. You could have something that's a little bit more protective, something that will absorb shock if you're maybe working out in the yard with, boulders or, I don't know, whatever. Something that will absorb more of a shock. I like these because I could still feel my work. But protect your hands. That's why this is number 3 on the list. Okay, we want to keep Our bodies are a temple. We want to make sure they're protected. Let's go to number 4. If you're going to be working in your new house, not necessarily hanging pictures. Let's just say you're going to be sanding, okay, or you're going to be cutting out old plaster, drywall. You should be wearing this respirator mask. This is the valve, the respirator with gasket. I would tell you that you can go with any respirator mask. Thing is that if you've ever worn these before, you'll know they become uncomfortable. And here's a common theme. As safety equipment becomes more and more uncomfortable, the likelihood of removing said safety wear becomes more likely. Does that make the likelihood? It becomes more likely. There's a greater chance you're going to remove it. This one from Milwaukee, it's product number 4873-4001. It's a valve respirator with a gasket. Milwaukee says that this reduces heat by 10 degrees. So a lot of people, they put the safety mask on, it becomes very hot within the mask. The valve here brings the temperature down by 10 degrees, is what they're claiming. It would make it more comfortable for you to wear. The likelihood is you're going to keep it on. The other thing is, the safety mask could keep your safety glasses from fogging up if you don't have fog-free safety glasses. But that's why this is on the list. The reality is, you don't know what's in this house you just took possession of. You want to just be mindful. You don't want to be breathing in all that drywall dust or plaster dust or sawdust. You want to have some type of protection. Let's move on. Coffee. You're going to want a whole bunch of that. And safety is a big theme. And why are we making such a big deal about safety? I feel that a lot of you look to these HGTV and DIY shows on television. And I think that they do wear safety glasses, but it always seems like the first approach to a project when someone's starting something is to grab this huge sledgehammer and smash it through a wall. And it just doesn't seem very safe to me. Projects in your home can be fun, but I want everyone to really realize there should be an emphasis on safety first. Because if you're in bad shape because of your DIY project, you might not be able to go to work and go earn a living and pay that mortgage. Safety first. Let's move on. I think everybody should have a nice pair of, these are slip groove pliers. These are a Channel Lock brand of pliers. Are they the cheapest pair of slip groove pliers? No, but they will last a really, really long time. Matter of fact, they'll last so long you could probably pass these down to niece, nephew, or child of yours. You're going to be able to accomplish all types of tightening and loosening tasks. And the good part is they're quickly adjustable, so you can accomplish tightening and loosening a wide variety and size of fasteners. That's why they're on the list. I will say that this is the top 5. I think these are essentials. In no way do I feel that this is a complete list. And it's not a specific list. This is going to get you started overall to completing a lot of the tasks that you're going to find in your new home or DIY project. A great DIY or homeowner toolkit should probably have a multi-purpose screwdriver. It doesn't have to be an unbelievably expensive one. It can be the cheap orange handle HGX. This is a 6-in-1. Why do I like these? Because you're going to be able to loosen and fasten not only different types of screws, okay? We have Phillips, we have slotted, but we can also loosen and tighten different sizes of those fasteners. You also have the ability in here to loosen and tighten nuts. This acts as a nut driver. This is relatively inexpensive. For a couple bucks more, you could get my favorite. It's the Lennox. It's like an 11-in-1. It's a great screwdriver. Find out Lowe's Home Improvement, but it's not necessary. The orange one here you can find at Home Depot. This is a very, very versatile tool. This is one of the tools when I get out of my truck to go on service calls. This is one of the first tools that I grab. Matter of fact, I'll grab my paperwork and a pen or pencil and a multi-purpose screwdriver to go and get the lay of the land. A lot of times, I never have to go back out to the truck to get more tools. This can solve a lot of those problems. And it'll probably solve a lot of the problems for you too. That's why this made the list of the top 10 tools every homeowner DIYer should have. Let's move on to a good utility knife and blades. Now, here's the reality. We went over this list and we were trying to keep it to 10 items. So me and Nick said, well, do you really need a utility knife? Like, maybe we should just make it a good pocket knife. And the reality is, I didn't want to leave out the utility knife because what happens is people see that list and they go, wow, pocket knife. Well, I got a good pocket knife. Then some people go, I got a good fixed blade knife. Oh, and then another person will go, oh, well, I got a good steak knife. And then somebody else will go, oh, I got a good butter knife. As long as I have a knife, I should be fine, right? It was in the top 10 list. I mean, this is the thing. You should have a good utility knife with replaceable blades, quickly replaceable blades. Why is that? Because studies have proven that more cuts are caused by the use of a dull knife than a sharp knife. Can I cite those studies? No, not really. A lot of people just say that. It might not even be true, but I will tell you, having a good, sharp utility knife is going to make the projects go faster, smoother. And that's what you want. Does it have to be this DeWalt one? No, it doesn't have to be. You can go with this Cobalt kit. These are lock back. These are folding utility knives. This kit was like $12.88, I believe. Comes with 50 additional blades. Relatively inexpensive. You got two utility knives, one for you and one for a helper, one for you and one for a buddy, one for you and, I don't know, one for you and one for a friend. I don't know what to tell you. Just pick up a good utility knife, preferably with some replacement blades. Let's move on. Right now, you might be standing in front of the hammers at the home improvement store, and you're saying, do I really need the expensive hammer, the most expensive, ergonomically lightened hammer that strikes like a 22-ounce hammer, but it's really only 14 ounces and blah, 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 blah? I say not necessarily. But you do want a good quality hammer. Now, here's the dilemma. If you need a good hammer, you need it right now, you could spend 30, 40 bucks on this Vaughan. You could save a couple bucks and go with this Husky. I believe this Husky was like $9 when we purchased it. This is a good hammer, nice metal neck. A lot of homeowners are DIYers. Their hammer strikes are like lightning strikes. They never hit twice in the same place. So if you're banging the neck of a hammer that has a hickory handle or fiberglass neck, okay, you could potentially break off your hammerhead off your hammer. That's why for DIYers and homeowners, a good steel-necked hammer, in my opinion, is best. I like these because they double for demo work as well. You don't have to worry about damaging your hammer. Here's the deal. Generally, these Vaughans would be more expensive than Huskies, but we got this Vaughan. It was on closeout. It was like only $8. So this Vaughan, made in the USA hammer, was actually less expensive than the Husky. You're going to want to shop around if you can. If you don't have time to shop around, you just need a good hammer right now, okay? I would suggest, as a homeowner or DIYer, go with a steel-necked hammer. Which size would be determined by how comfortable you are swinging the hammer and exactly what you're doing. Whether it's, I don't know, framing, finish work, what you need to accomplish. But a good steel-necked hammer is on the list for all you DIY and new homeowners. Let's move on. After you're done getting your hammer, you're probably going to move right on the tape measures. Now, this one from Milwaukee, this is their 25-foot magnetic. This is really nice, but it is, in the $25 range. And it's magnetic, which comes in handy if you're doing metal framing and such, but as a homeowner, you're probably not, unless you're moving into a high-rise or a condo, you're probably not going to be doing metal framing. But you do want to have a good quality tape measure. I will say this, an alternative to this Milwaukee would be these Craftsman tape measures. This 2-pack was in the $15 to $20 range. I will let you know, at the time of this video being published, I actually saw the step up from these, the Auto Lock Craftsman tape measures. Generally, they were 2 for $30. Right now, I believe I saw a 2-pack of those tape measures for $10. So that means you're getting, I don't know, $30. You're getting a $30 tape measure for $5. But you need to have a good tape measure. It doesn't matter how small the task is. If you're just hanging pictures, okay, or you're planning on a paint project, you're going to want to know how many square foot of wall you'll be painting so you can order the correct amount of paint. Tape measure is very important. For a homeowner, I would prefer a 2-pack. This one, maybe you keep one in the truck, the car, one in your drawer at the house, the tool drawer, whatever. It's always better to have a couple of extra tape measures laying around. This way you always have one available. Let's move on to levels. Here's the deal. When it comes to levels, and as a homeowner, how many levels do you really need? I think if you're going to be hanging pictures or doing some small framing, things of that nature, whatever it is, you want to have a good quality level. This sole is really awesome. The thing is, how much money do you really want to spend as a homeowner or DIYer? And I know what you're thinking. You can, I don't need to spend all that money on this 4-foot level. Maybe I can get away with this torpedo level. Maybe you can. I have a compromise for you. You might not need something this big, but you're probably not going to want to have something this small. You're going to be limited. Okay, even if you had your torpedo level and you're able to level out your pictures, you wouldn't be able to level from picture to picture necessarily. I would suggest for a homeowner or DIYer, maybe you don't need, if you're a hardcore DIYer, you probably need an assortment of levels. Let's just say you wanted to buy one level for the rest of your life. We always talk about that purchase. We're going to make a purchase, one purchase forever. Here it is. Maybe you go with the 2-foot level. Okay? It's half the size of a 4-foot level. It's double the size, more than double the size of the torpedo level. It's going to handle a lot of those leveling tasks as a homeowner and DIYer that you're going to need to do. And you're going to need to do them. So go get you a level, preferably 2 foot in length. That rounds out our top 10 list of essential tools. They were all hand tools. They're going to help you to get started. They're going to form a great basis. We got a couple honorable mentions we're going to talk about right now before we go, though. Here they are. There would be a drill. Now, here's the deal. If you're subscribed to the channel already, you will know that we're pretty well known for getting great tool deals. Matter of fact, we're really awesome. The Very Cool Gang, the community is really great at getting contractor grade tools at the price of a homeowner or DIYer grade tool. And here's the deal. You might not be able to wait around for those tool deals to happen. They happen pretty frequently, so you're going to want to get subscribed and you're going to want to tap the bell. We'll make an emergency tool deal video. When they happen, you're not going to want to miss them. Here's the thing. As a homeowner or DIYer, I think that you could be very well served from the Ryobi line of tools. They have a diverse platform, many different tools. As a homeowner or DIYer, you're going to be able to accomplish a lot of different tasks. You might have some screws to drive, you might be hanging some drywall, you might need a drywall gun, you might be making some trim. This platform is expansive and the tools are relatively inexpensive when compared to contractor grade tools that are not on sale. But maybe you want to collect tools over time and you don't necessarily want the less expensive line of tools. You want contractor grade, but you need the drill right now, right? Here is an alternative for you. This is the honorable mention. Maybe you go with a contractor grade tool, but instead of it being an 18 or 20 volt tool, go with a 12 volt variant. This is Milwaukee's M12 line or drill. This is the fuel version. You could get the standard version, M12, has a lot of power. My first 12 volt tools were Milwaukee's M12 line, not the fuel line. They still run. they still make me money. And those tools were purchased about 10 years ago. So what I'm trying to tell you is, okay, if you didn't want to go with a homeowner grade tool, but you didn't have the money for a professional grade tool in the 18 volt realm, or you couldn't wait for a tool deal, maybe you look for a 12 volt line of tools to go with. A second honorable mention would be a drill bit driver kit to go with your drill. All right. Here's the deal. If you even decided to go with Ryobi, okay, the Ryobi line of tools, which I think would be fair because you can get, like I said previously, get a lot done with these tools. You want to pair this drill with a contractor grade drill bit or driver kit. Why is that? Because it's going to turn your D.I.Y.er drill into a contractor grade tool where it meets the fastener. I would not suggest cheaping out and going with a D.I.Y.er or homeowner grade driver or drill bit kit. I would say spend the extra money, and you can always find these on deal. Spend the extra money on kits like these, because where the rubber meets the road, and that's in the work surface or work material, okay, these are going to perform better than those D.I.Y.er brand and grade drill bits and driver kits. And if you like getting information that's going to help you, if you're on a budget or if you're a new homeowner, then smash the like button. Also, leave the comments down below. What do you think of our top 10 list of tools for homeowners and DIYers? I think this is an expansive list, but what would you also like to see added to this kit? We want to know. Maybe we'll do a separate video, or maybe we'll just break out hand tools or power tools. We want to know. Leave it down below. With that, I want to say I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you all on the next one. Video's over, but I know you want more. So this is how you're going to get it. First thing you need to do is pretend you're this guy. And you're here at the birthplace of freedom. Now ring that bell like it's 1776 and let all notifications through. What? You're not subscribed yet? Well, smash this button here. After that, watch this video here, and maybe over here. See you later.